I think this might be the first time I've noticed the bean walking past.
All right, let's talk about the world partitioning system. This is the biggest.
Let's put a second clip
All
in
right,
just in case.
let's talk about the world partitioning system. This is the biggest fucking thing that has ever happened to Satisfactory. This is like one of the main reasons why we changed. And the biggest reason isn't necessarily that like we fix hitches and stuff like that. The biggest gain for us is how we work together on the game. Multiple artists working on multiple parts of the map. It's a huge, like,
there we go, that's fine.
Working on the world that we are, there's a huge undertaking, and working collaboratively on that stuff has been, it's been a headache, to be honest. I think. I mean, I'm not the one doing it, but it's quite obvious that like it's rough, and it's a huge world, and you know, we're doing the best we can, but adding the world partitioning system makes it so much more like easy for us to check out and check in stuff as we're developing it in our virtual visual system. And yeah, we're just working on the tiles themselves and be able to configure them a bit more granularly. We've had a lot of tools made to be able to work on the world as it is. And now it's so just to clarify a bit, so the example is like if someone's working on the grasslands, and like previously somebody could be working on the grasslands and somebody could be working on the rocky forest, almost that rocky desert, like because those two were split up. But now it's way more granular. So now two people can work on the grasslands at the same time, so long as they're not touching the same parts, or the actors rather, on the grass fields. Previously everything was like loaded into one sort of chunk, and now we can actually work on the smaller bits on that chunk. We still have the chunks, but now we can define them a little bit more and make them smaller and make them make sense. So for instance, in the example with the northern forest that I have in the beginning here, you notice how like not the entirety of the northern forest was loaded in. That was not even possible in the world system, even though it doesn't look as good as it does right now, but like we didn't have that option before. So now we do have that option, and it makes it so we can actually adjust it more. And we might even do the thing where like we tie it into, I mean, I say might, I'm pretty sure we will, but we might even have the thing where, you know, you can have a setting in the settings menu where like based on the view distance we load in less things. So if you notice you're actually running into hitches, you can reduce it and like adjust it more to your out of your necessity, and stuff like that. That will be possible. We don't have it right now, but that will be a possibility. So world partitioning system is a huge deal for us, and like this goes for a lot of stuff here, where right now we're just kind of catching up the project and like migrating stuff to be using the new technology that's in Unreal Engine 5. So Jace mentions in the video that like, you know, performance hasn't been drastically improved, actually is a bit worse than before in some cases. But now we're at the point where we can actually start like using a lot of the stuff that is available on Unreal Engine 5. And I'm really excited for the next couple of hopefully commits, because right now the game is really heavy loading in the engine, and we're going to be moving to like hopefully loading in virtual texturing for the H logs, which doesn't mean too much. That's the one thing that I'm looking forward to now, and I think that's the thing. But it's going to be better in the long run, essentially. It's going to improve the game for sure in the long run, and that's sort of why we want to do it now rather than like after 1.0 or whatever, because this is the best moment, really. This is the best opportunity we have to do it. So that's what we're doing. So I don't know if I talk too much about the world partitioning system. I think Jace covered. I haven't seen too many questions on the world partitioning system. I think people got that stuff. So there's not too much to clarify there. So check the video if you want to see more information about that stuff. I guess I could show off again the I have a video here, or I have a in the video we sort of showcase like how it would work. So
This will make a good pause point. Knock that one up there. Call this the intro.
I have a video here. The video if you want to see more. I guess I could show up again. I think people got that stuff. So there's not too much to clarify. Check the video if you want to. Check the video if to clarify. Check the video if you want to see more. I guess I could show up again. See more. I see more. I guess I could show up again. I have a video here, or I have a in the video we sort of showcase like how it would work. So now instead of how it used to work is you would pick a tile, you would pick like 3x4, and it would load in like that segment. But now you can like select like with the mouse, like here I want to load this part, and it loads that region. And it's so cool. It's so useful because we move here a second. I'm going to show you why this is really useful in a bit. I think it's not this one, but I think it's the next one after that. No, it is this one. Okay, so if you check here, this hill over here hasn't had the cliffs loaded in. So like this looks really strange when you just look at it like this. But when I load in that portion of it in a second,
you're really out of bounds.
Boom, the cliffs are in. So like you can, I hope this demonstrates just how fucking like granular it is. Yeah, it used to be an octree, exactly. So super dope, super dope. And then I keep going, just keep going, load more shit. It's also funny because the world partitioning system also functions like sort of in the engine in a bit. So when you're moving around, so we can actually load the entire map. I don't know if that was really possible before because I think we ran out of space. I think we ran out of VRAM when we did that before. I never did it, so I don't know if maybe it was possible to do it before, but like when I'm in engine now, I can actually load the entire world at the same time, which is pretty cool. How easy or hard was this feature to implement? That I don't know. It wasn't. No, I don't want to watch it. It wasn't. None of the stuff here was like just push up a button. I know that they said in the video it just works. Fuck that shit. It did not. It still doesn't work. It still doesn't just work. Not true.
Oh, but, far behind. Yay.
A lot of stuff is sort of. Sometimes we made custom engine edits, and if we touch too much of that, it's an issue. And I believe we had to like make some tools to be able to move the world over to the current iteration.
Go get some dark parts again.
So yeah, that's the world partitioning system. I don't think there was too much else. Should I be taking questions while we're doing this stuff, or should I save it for after? So yeah, that's the world partitioning system. I don't think there was too much else. So yeah.
The outro segment.
So yeah, that's the world partitioning system. I don't think there was too much else. Should I be taking questions while we're doing this stuff, or should I save it for after? I think I should be taking questions while we're doing this actually. That's a baddie on me. That's a baddie on my part, because I realized if I save everything for the end, we might not have time for questions, and I really want to spend this time on stream answering questions. So yeah, I'm gonna try and keep track of that more actually. The world partitioning system will not affect drones. So the way it works, the way we've set it up is we have sort of two maps. We have a persistent map. The way it will not affect the world partitioning system will not affect drones. So the way it works, the way we've set it up is we have sort of two maps. We have a persistent map and we have the stuff that you see like in the world that's sort of not tied to factory logic or tied
I
to
think I'm going to leave that there because it's on a
pickups.
inverted ramp.
And not
And it'll be a pain in the
nodes.
arse,
So
but
we
in
have a
exactly the
persistent
right
level
place.
where all the nodes, all the factory logic, all